Welcome back to Behind the Scenes with Sophie Quinn and All Things Wicked.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
What an amazing week we had last week.
Yes, we did.
Talking about part one.
Yes.
Oh, God, we talked about loads of stuff.
Yes, we did.
How Glenda met with
Alphabet at his university.
Yeah, the backstory of the whole thing.
Whole thing, yeah.
Yeah. What else did we talk about?
The songs.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, if you need to go back and watch the podcast that we did last week, you can watch it where?
YouTube and Spotify.
Yeah. So this week we're going to talk more Wicked, but we're going to talk about Wicked for good.
Yes.
So last week, obviously, we talked about part one, and this week we need to discuss Wicked for Good. So can you just give me a little bit of a briefing of what Wicked for Good's about?
Well, it's set 5 years after the first film, after Elphaba flew off into the sunset, and it's how she becomes the Wicked Witch of the West, and how she's fallen the mantle of it, and how she's accepted people of her calling her Wicked Witch of the West because of the propaganda, and how Glinda becomes Glinda the Good towards the end of the film.
Oh, yeah, because I didn't get that one in the first one. So obviously watching the second one.
Because the first film's more about how Elphaba slowly starts to use her powers and stuff.
Yeah. So, see, you know your stuff. So with that then, which film did you prefer, part one or Wicked for Good?
Wicked for Good. Because I liked the songs, the friendship, the emotions, and the outfits. What about yours?
Oh, no. You see, I thought I liked the first one because I cried at the end of the first one. And so that tells me that it were a good story because I was so emotionally invested. However, when I've watched this second one, oh my God, it's so powerful. Do you know the emotions in it?
It's like if you only seen the first one, you only seen the first half, the first act
of the story. So this is why you really need to go back and watch the second one.
Yes, because that's the second act. It's like with the stage production, Wicked for Good is the second act, and the first film is the first act.
Right. Got that then. Wow. So obviously mine's 2, just like yours.
Yes.
So obviously we're going to get talking about characters now.
Yes.
So which is your favourite Wicked for Good character and why?
I would say I have many favourites, but I would say Glinda because I love her humour, I love her outfits, and I love her friendship. But also, I know Ariana more than Cynthia because I knew Cynthia through these movies than anything else.
Yeah. Oh, I see. I quite liked Elphaba, obviously because I felt sorry for her in the first one. And I don't think I've ever seen Cynthia in anything else apart from Wicked.
Well, she was in Pinocchio live action as the fairy.
I don't think I've seen that one, you see.
I haven't really.
However, I do like her character in this because obviously, like we discussed last week, her character, I felt sorry for her at the end. Yes. Obviously, you need to watch the second part.
Because to get the whole context.
To get the whole context of the story.
Yes.
Yes, I totally agree. So for me, I quite like Elphaba. Sorry. But everybody's got their own opinions and their own context, aren't they?
Yes.
Or how a character's played and how you see the film.
Yes.
Amazing. So, obviously, we touched on songs a bit last week. This week, I need to talk about, obviously, you told me that, was it Dancing Through Life was your favourite in the first one?
Yeah, that was one of my favourites. The other favourites are like Glinda and Elphaba's song, like, What Is This Feeling?
Is that in the first one?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's when they're like clashing between each other because they don't want to be in the same room and stuff. And Dancing Through Life is played by Fiara, which is Jonathan Bailey's character.
Oh, right. So, what's your favourite song in Wicked for Good?
My favourite song is As Long As You're Mine, which is played by Fiara, which is Jonathan Bailey, and Elphaba, which is Cynthia Erivo, because it shows their love story, and it's the only...
Oh, yeah, which is so nice, by the way, guys. Spoiler alert.
And it's how they go back to Elphaba's grotto and how they want to be together, but not sure how they're going to be together, with Elphaba being Elphaba being the Wicked Witch of the West.
Oh, have you got another one?
Not, and also like the last song, which is For Good, between Glinda and Elphaba.
Yeah. Oh,
What's your favourite?
that's. Oh, I don't know. I quite like it. I quite like the same as you actually. Do you know? Because I'll say,
I do like the original songs.
yeah. It's a lot better because like when you look at when you listen to the like Wizard of Oz thing, everybody knows like
Knows the story,
knows the songs. They
Yes.
played wherever, and obviously that's not what it's about.
No.
These films, is it? So
No.
yeah, I'm like you, quite like the original songs. So on the back of that question, then.
Yes.
What additions to the score did they made for this film?
Well, they did, as I said, they did write 2 new original songs for the characters, which is No Place Like Home and The Girl in the Bubble, which The Girl in the Bubble is Glinda's song and No Place Like Home is Elphaba's song.
You see, that's just, that, again, No Place Like Home's like...
It's what like kind of like what Dorothy says at the end to want to go back home.
Yeah, and in Wizard of Oz, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, see, I know. Quite is it like a lot of the story and songs, like we've just mentioned, is about the reflection of Wizard of Oz. Why is that not in this kind of story?
Because if they done more of the Wizard of Oz, which a lot of people did want that, but it just ruined the effect of The Wicked for Good because it's about Glinda and Elphaba, and if they went more in the route of Wizard of Oz, then it would lose all the story of Wicked.
Yeah, and I suppose copyright's a lot to do with this as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like they didn't want to show Dorothy's face because otherwise it would ruin the effect as well.
So, we've talked about music. You also touched on about the screenplays as well when you said you know it was like quite back to front kind of things. So, what's any alterations between screenplay and the movie?
Well, they had 2 different opening sequences. The first one that they came up with was like more of like a traditional way of where they're sticking with the thank goodness scene, as well as so it's like Glinda doing a tour of being Glinda the Good, which is what Miss Marvel empowers and entitles from her because she's more of the controlling character.
Yeah.
More so than the wizard, and through the propaganda of Wicked Witch of the West. And a bit of Elphaba, but they didn't do it to an extent. They did it to like a certain point. Whereas the new opening, which is the one in the film, which it shows Elphaba, which is now the Wicked Witch of the West, through the shadows and saving the animals as they're building the Yellow Brick Road as well.
Oh, again, another reference to Wizard of Oz.
Yes, and also they did add more to how the Yellow Brick Road was built, but they're now deleted scenes, which you can watch in like the bonus edition if you buy it.
Right, okay. So you just mentioned another alteration between the movies. So I'm sure I've heard somewhere that you mentioned clouds.
Yes.
There is a little giveaway there, isn't there, somewhere?
So, like, during the thank goodness scene, before they actually sing, or is it, I think it's like after they had the thank goodness song, is when Elphaba writes, the wizard lies and the Miss Marvel changes it to, I don't know, something of Oz will die or something. And then in that sequence, you can see the actress who played the original Wicked Witch of the West. One of the behind-the-scenes photos in the clouds.
Oh, that's amazing. Because obviously I know they don't want to give the...
It's also because the director, John M. Chu, he's seen Wicked on Broadway before, like the previews, like when you have previews for Broadway, and he's watched it since the very beginning.
See, that's what I need to do. I need to go see the screenplay and things and on stage and everything. That's something I've not done yet.
Yeah, so he's like invested in Wicked, the whole thing.
Oh, God, yeah, definitely. So continuing then from last week's, another one of last week's discussions. I know we said we've talked, but we're actually talking about new things in this one. At the beginning of, in part 1,
yes,
we only saw Scarecrow. Tin Man,
Yes.
and the Cowardly Lion.
Yes.
Briefly,
Yes.
scarcely at the beginning.
It's about like 3 seconds, maybe 4.
Yeah. In this one, we do see a bit more of him.
Yes.
So, with that, can you tell me anything? Have you learnt anything about the makeup process? Is there anything that you can tell us guys about that?
Well, it took them roughly about 4.5 hours for Scarecrow, which is Jonathan Bailey's character, and for Ethan Slater's character, which is Tin Man, is I think they said like 3.5 hours, but they've got 2 completely different outfits and stuff. Same process, but slightly different, because for the Scarecrow they had prosthetics, and the burlap, it looks like burlap skin, but it's prosthetics.
Wow.
So like they had like a
It's
chin
so
and
really
also
good.
like a top off, so it's like 2 versions. And I think they've also done like hands and stuff as well. Like they'd have to do like face models and stuff of Jonathan Bailey so they can get the right proportions and stuff.
Oh God, yeah.
And for the hair, it's like they made it using like wheat and straw.
A proper wheat and straw.
I
just
think
not,
so, yeah. As well as they did make some prosthetic teeth, which is like they had 3 iterations of it. One of them was more like the smoky,
Yeah, they're kind
like
of browny, yellowy kind of.
around the gum line and stuff. The second one was like the gums more like burlap skin, and the teeth more like yellow and the same colour. And then the third one is like full on wheat as teeth as well as burlap as well. Oh. And also they did use Jonathan Bailey's brown eyes because they took out Fiero's blue eyes.
Oh, really?
To make him more like human.
Oh.
And then for Ethan Slater's character, which is Tin Man, they had he had the funnel on top of his head, same prosthetics like stuff with his ears and stuff. Yeah. But he had the tin metal teeth prosthetics in as well.
Wow. Obviously, Cowardly Lion. Did they do anything, or is that?
That's CGI'd. So that's like majority of the animals are CGI'd. And if like in the wedding scene when all the animals crashed into the wedding, like they had people in like grey suits so that the actors could get reactions from them and stuff.
Oh, okay. But can you imagine if that to do all that makeup process for all that? God, they'd have been there more than 4.5 hours, wouldn't they? Wow. Oof, gosh. So, whilst we're talking about characters and designs,
Yes.
Elphaba.
Yes.
Obviously, she's a little bit more plainer than...
Rugged.
Yeah, good word. Good choice of word. Yeah, it's more rugged than Glinda, obviously, the petite. Are you able to explain the choices the team made with the design for Elphaba as opposed to...
It's like the costume designer Paul Taswell, he helped from like this first film and the second film. You can see Elphaba's hat and cape grow, so it's like her hat becomes more pointier and her rim becomes more longer, and her cape becomes more jagged and rugged again, and longer as well because she's grown into her powers. She's more powerful than the first film, whereas the first film she's like more
just
petite.
Coming in, just learning about herself, isn't she?
Yeah,
So,
and also Cynthia had help with the hair and makeup because she wanted to have freckles in them, but also she also had to have prosthetic ears because she's got so many piercings. Right,
so that would have actually shown quite much,
as well as she wanted to have micro braids for Elphaba, since they had quite a lot of wigs done for her. With like through each of the films, you can see that the tighter the micro braids in the first film, whereas the second one they're more looser.
Wow. Yeah. And just I just can't think of, I mean, obviously she's quite plain and just green and everything, and you just think, God, how?
And also they had to mix a lot of green face paint to get the right colour of green, because they tried a lot of versions for each version as themselves, and then they mix quite a few shades of green to get the right shade of green.
Yeah, I'd have thought they'd have had to like make when they were making the different shades up to do it, and obviously the amount of takes that they have to do.
Well, and also because it's like so how much lighting there is on each set and stuff, you have to get the right colour.
God, yeah, definitely. Obviously, we're not going to leave Glinda out. So, obviously, she's in a bubble.
Yes.
Can you give us a bit more detail about the bubble?
Well, if you think the bubble is the practical bubble, which is what the wizard makes for her, but people won't see that as much. But if you know it and stuff, you can see her coming down and stuff, and see her in the bubble. But she's putting up a facade and stuff, so it's like as a pretend. And her dress, obviously, with a pink bubble gown and.
Yeah, because it's got to have been quite big for her to get this bubble gown, because obviously she's got this bubble gown now.
There was also so many layers with the bubble gown as well. There's the pink version, which you see in the first film, and a bit of the second film. But in the second film, you see the blue and purple.
Yeah. Blue, my favourite colour. As
well as the original song, The Girl in the Bubble. It's like, you think it's shot in one long sequence, but it's all split up into, like, I think 7 shots, they said.
Oh, 7?
Yeah.
Wow. More questions, sorry, but we've got more questions.
That's okay.
About design. Obviously, we didn't go into much detail last week.
No.
But in Wicked for Good,
yes,
did they use all the colours of the rainbow?
Yes, and they used repeating colours. So, like, the colour blue in the Ozdos Ballroom between Elphaba and Glinda when they had the moment is the same. They used that same exact colour for the sequence in For Good.
Right.
As well as using red for No Good Deed in the clouds and stuff towards the end of the song, as well as having an actual rainbow in 2 scenes. Which is what Glinda is involved in.
Yeah.
When she was a child and at the end of the film.
Oh. See, when you get to see all that backstory of being younger and just amazing storytelling.
Because you see Glinda's childhood more in this one.
Yes, you do.
Because we already seen the childhood of Elphaba a bit in the
first
film.
one. Yeah. So, it was quite interesting to see, with the parents and things.
Yes. And that's how she became who she was in the first film, because of her parents.
Oh, wow. Obviously, we've got Ariana and Cynthia, amazing actresses, I've got to say, and working together for first time. Can you believe that? First time.
Well, the first time was when they were at Stephen Schwartz, who's the composer of the songs from the stage as well as the movie, singing For Good for the first time, because they didn't do a screen test.
Can't believe that. So do you think that they honoured the characters of Cynthia and Glinda and
Well, I think
Elphaba?
so, but like there's many people who do put their own spin onto it, even through the stage as well.
Yeah.
Because Ariana, she did took lessons to sing like the opera style for Glinda.
Yeah, because we all know that she's an amazing singer anyway, so obviously she's got to have found something that was quite challenging, hasn't she?
And also they sang live on both films.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow. That is really good because they've both got amazing... God, Cynthia's got a really good voice.
Yes.
Wow. Oh. Anyway, I'm so sad that we're having to leave Wicked. We could go on forever talking about Wicked and Wicked for Good.
I don't know
but you
like
could. I know you're so talented and so knowledgeable in the topic. Anyway, Sophie, thank you again as usual. However, we've got another one to talk about next week.
Well,
would you like any clues?
Yes, please.
Right. Okay. First clue for our film next week is the colour blue.
Okay.
And we've also got an actor from Australia.
Okay, I've already got some ideas.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, are you saving it?
Yes. Because if I say it now, it'll spoil it for people.
Yeah, it will. Anyway, guys, if you'd like to watch this podcast back, if you didn't manage to watch it this time, you are to go over to Spotify
and YouTube.
Thank you for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.